Hi, welcome back. So we are on Chapter 3, HCCV01 project and the outline workflow of the project. We have so far worked on the building of the AI model, and we have seen here we actually managed to produce the H5 module, which is ready now to be used. Now, in the previous session, we have prepared the workstation, so to speak. Now, to move on and start the execution for the GUI in the backend, we need to, first of all, think what kind of GUI we're talking about. Well, to be honest, I'm not expert in the field of design, but I do my best just to do some kind of mock-up and use my personal taste of feeling this could be something simple. But of course, when it comes to reality, you need actually to seek expert in the field of design, especially in the field of GUI. So, but for the purpose of this project, we'll be just like putting things together as a personal home project. So it's not really a serious production capacity, but the idea is in there. First of all, let's scratch the idea of the mockup of the application, what it would look like. We know now what is the basic idea. We need to predict something, right? We need to predict whether a case could be normal or pneumonia. We have developed the technical model on that, the H5. But the point is that what we are trying to predict, we said from the very beginning, the input is going to be in the form of an image. So our GUI must have an input in somehow and must have an output. To this end, to make things as simple as possible, I am suggesting that we're going to create a main window. Let's say this main window will have sort of a small toolbar here, not so complicated. Maybe I just will have two buttons here, one maybe for minimizing and one for closing the screen. We can think of something looks like this maybe. We have here two buttons, right? Let's say add and maybe view. Add case, the case that you would like to add as an input, and view case, which is going to do the prediction for us, because this is will represent the input. And actually here will the prediction will present the output. So that's two pages, that's all in the language of Qt Designer. Maybe we can put some kind of description like a logo or maybe help or something like that. So in here, the actual display of any pages. And here are the pages. If I click and add, I should be here seeing the add pages. If I click on view, I should be seeing the view pages. Let's take the first page, say the add page. Of course, this page will be here, right? This will be embedded inside. Looks something maybe like this. Here's a button. Let's say this is add. Okay, what we're gonna add. And then you click here, you get some small description here. First, we need an image, right? This is the input. So we need a load image button. If you click on this, say opening a file dialog, and we can strict type of the image, user to see and view only JPG images, not other than formats, so to avoid any mistakes somehow. Here's some sort of a small thumbnail and some description. Since we are doing this as a test project, we want to see whether we are predicting right or wrong. So I am suggesting when we load the image from the normal, we just need two options here to be specified, maybe with a combo box. Is it normal or pneumonia? The picture you would like to add. Just this is going to be the label of this image. And I want this case then to be stored on the database. Now, what is the third feature here, which is going to be actually the second page when you view? And maybe here we have a list will be populated from the database. So I click on a case. What do you want to see on the left? Well, first of all, I want to see an image. The image has been loaded. And then the second thing, I would like to see some information. They will be actually graphed here. And more importantly, label of this image. Now, here is the interesting part. I want to add a button here we call predict. And this predict will be actually connected to our H5 module. The H5 module will return a result. This percent to be normal or this percent to be pneumonia. We could make comparison between the result returned from the H5 and the actual label, because we have stored the actual label. Now, based on these two results, we can be displaying something. I am suggesting here and I like to do that, to add here some kind of a label here, hidden one, it's unseen actually, that carry out every error message completion, or I don't know what user is interacting with the GUI. So when you do something, this is going to be your display. For example, if you are loading something wrong, you need an error message, it will be displayed on this sort of a small frame here. Our prediction is right or wrong comparison to the actual label of the image. This is our GUI. Let's go ahead to Qt Designer to create the GUI of this application. The idea just would like to inform you that whenever you are working with the Qt Designer, you must rely on layouts in the form of Qt frame. So for example, if I want to create this main window first, the first thing I do, I create like a sort of a main frame. So this is one frame, this part is another frame, the last part for the tail is another frame. So I have three main frames, and then inside the first frame I could create another frames. For example, frame for this side, now we need logo here maybe, and this is another frame. So this is the trick when you work with the Qt Designer, and the Qt Designer offer you this instead of just keep doing that, coding that. And after we finish that, we will be having the actually QRC code or the XML format, which we're going to be taking that to convert it into Python file. Let's go ahead actually and do the design. Then we get back to check out the details on converting that into Python. I will see you then.
Düşündürdü yine beni gözlerin, her bakışın içinde ateş olur. Beni benden alır senin sözlerin, biri biter ötekisi dert olur. Beni benden alır senin sözlerin, geçmişte kaldı artık mutlu günler. Deli gönlüm sana hala vurgundur. Yeter artık yeter gönül feryat et. Bir bakarsın düşlerin gerçek olur. Yeter artık yeter gönül feryat et. Bir bakarsın düşlerin gerçek olur. Biliyorum bu iş böyle çözülmez. Düşünüp susmak içime dert olur. Yeter artık yeter gönül feryat et. Bir bakarsın düşlerin gerçek olur. Yeter artık yeter gönül feryat et. Bir bakarsın düşlerin gerçek olur. Yeter artık yeter gönül feryat et. Bir bakarsın düşlerin